Oh yeah, super thrilled and excited. I've got an amazing, wonderful human being next to me. I've got Dieter Voigt next to me. He was the South African Hunk of the Year, Superstar of the Year. Just say yes.
Oh, yes. Long time ago.
Long time ago. He still looks amazing. With no further ado, I want to introduce our wellness coach, a guy that actually coaches the athletes, the winners out there. He's going to share with us in the next 10 minutes of this uncut, raw, unedited interview his experiences. And this is all for videocelebritynews.com, the good news channel. I'm Craig Metrowich. Let's go, Dieter. In die begin. Ons gaan tweetalig wees.
Okay, cool. Like
yeah, we can be bilingual without a doubt. In the beginning, how did you get into, first let's start with the modeling side. How did you become this Mr. South Africa? You know, how did that happen?
It started a long time ago. I think I was about 10 or 11. I was sitting in class, and my teacher, she had a bit of a motivational talk, and she said, you have to have a dream. And then I realized, well, I need to find some dreams. And back then I was just dreaming about becoming a rugby player.
A rugby player to a model, okay.
Yeah, it took me a long time. When I was about 21, I realized, okay, the rugby dream is not going to become reality. I need to make some
Why?
changes.
Hang on, pause there. Were you not fast enough, or were you not tall enough? What was it? What was the reason?
It was decent, but I was more focusing on my teaching career. Back then I was a student. I was playing rugby. I was an outside centre next to Mario Zuba, who is he used to be a very good Springbok rugby player. And I just realized, well, I don't have enough. And then
here's a funny thing. When I went to the military, by the way, we were compelled to do 2 years service. I thought, okay, I'm going to get past every weekend by joining the rugby team. Okay, the reality was after the first tackle, I was fast, eh? No, I really was fast. If they didn't catch me, I was fine. I'd survive a few minutes. But if they caught me, I realized, hang on, this little skeleton can't handle that impact. So yeah, I fully relate. It's certainly a challenging sport, eh? And respect to those guys out there. Rugby, it's the real deal. Yeah. So let's take the past. So school, you realize, okay, you might have to take a different route. Yeah. And then how did you get that opportunity to go, well, hang on, maybe I can do something different and utilize your God-given talents? By the way, God-given, he's good looking. Okay, the physique side, that's his work. Okay. How did it happen?
No, I think it's been a long journey. I met Michael Mole in my while I was studying. I think I was about 21 or 2, and he just became Mr. SA. And then when I met him, I just realized, wow.
Is it the Dr. Michael Mole?
The doc.
Oh, the Dr. Michael Mole. Okay, now we're all relating. You can go Google him. Hell of a wonderful guy. He's also a TV star in his own right. Done some really good stuff.
Yeah, no, he's an amazing guy. I met him and I realized, wow, this guy's got an amazing platform, and he's using his talents and he's using all his interests to make the world a better place. So I said, well, if he can do it, I would like to be the Afrikaans version of him.
How's that for clever? You're right. I mean, you don't want to replicate or clone him, but you can look at the best of what he does and then go, okay, I'll appeal to the Afrikaans community. Why not?
I suggested to my brothers that this might be the route I might be taking, and then they said, but you know what? The doc's dad was also a doctor, and he was a very influential guy. Our dad is just a normal guy, so I don't think he'll be able to make it. So it was a bunch of fun we had back then. And then I just had a look at his life, at his career. He was a doctor. I wasn't a doctor. I was becoming a teacher. And then I said, okay, cool, I'm going to start teaching and then take it from there and see if I can meet a few people, make some connections, and see how it goes. And then, well, he became Mr. SA, and then because of that, he got onto Top Billing to become a presenter. So I said, okay, cool, let's do the Mr. SA thing and then see how it goes.
So that's why I haven't been on Top Billing. I thought with my personality, they'll want some stranger to appear on the show just once.
The sash. Or a crown.
I didn't have a sash or crown. Okay, look, at like 52 now, I'm finally, thank you for that.
You need to go back.
Okay, I don't need any help whatsoever. I now realize why I wasn't selected. I didn't make Mr. South Africa. Finally dawned on me. Let's go a little bit beyond that now, because what I really enjoy about you as a person, getting to know you, is that there's depth in you as well. I mean, and that's sometimes we label people incorrectly, like, she's a model or he's a model. I mean, do they have any depth? Do they have any charisma? Or do they just look great? And it's become much more difficult today. You really got to be able to answer the questions. Yeah. You got to have some understanding of the politics. You got to have some intellect, not just be great looking. So let's go next level. How did you take that and go, I want to do some wellness. How can I extend this? What was the next chapter?
Yeah, I always have to go back to in history. When I was about 17, I was a bit sick. I was going through a tough period in time where, wasn't quite sure where I was supposed to be in life, and I was a bit depressed. I got on the verge of taking my own life. I was very close to.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was standing on the cliff, and I was about to jump.
Do you know I like heights? I mean, like,
really?
I've never been in that. I've always teased. I said, if I ever got into a really depressed situation, my challenge would be is to find volunteers that would leap with me, but we'd have to vlog it at the same time. You know? If we're gonna go out, we've got to go out in style.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, so that's a big challenge, emotional challenge that you went through, that you overcome.
Yeah, I had to. And then when I was on that point, I had to make a serious decision. Okay, I'm going to live life. I'm going to live it to the full. I need to find passion. I need to find my strength again. And since then, wellness has been a very important part of my life. Physical wellness, most important. And then because of that, all the endorphins, all of that helps you to feel better. And I need to make a lot of changes. And I'm still growing. I'm turning 40 this year. So.
You're not supposed to tell people. He's turning 40. Hey, you look seriously, you look phenomenal. Most folks are going like, what? What's he using? You know, is it legal? Is it official? Let's go a little bit further on the emotions. And that's where I do actually understand you and connect with your energy. Because, you know, I always preach this thing called healthy addictions.
Amen.
You know, we all got addictive personalities, right? So it might be alcohol, which is bad news for you if it's too much. You know, it might be drugs, bad news, too much. It might be, for example, you're hooked on social media. That's bad news, and too much is really bad news for you.
Absolutely.
It's an unhealthy addiction if you have to be sitting looking at your phone all the time. You need to watch us for sure, but you also need to know how to turn that thing off, eh?
Absolutely.
And then get into this thing called healthy addiction. So mine's always been the ocean, and now I've got a bubba, and my other healthy addiction is spending time with her. You know, I crave wanting to spend quality time with her. Let's talk about family. You're a family man.
Yes.
Let's talk about your wife, who I know is a superstar. Okay. Tell us more about the family and how's that tied into what I call your crystal clear purpose.
Oh yes, that's my why. It took me a very long time to find my why, and my family is definitely part of that. I met my wife in 2005, and she's just changed my life in so many ways. And we're still growing, we're still getting to know each other.
Is she a superstar?
She's a superstar, definitely she is. Well, if she didn't perform, she would still be a superstar.
Okay.
She's a superstar in our house. But she's definitely a superstar. I met her when she was part of Idols, and I was doing the men's health competition. So we were almost called branded instant celebrities back then in 2005. And we've come such a long way. And she's my I almost want to call my best part of who I am. She really brings out the best in me. She was the activator of my own dreams as well. And she's the mother.
So she's not your better half, mate. I mean, for what you tell me, she's your better 80% or 90. Come on, trying to get your shares up here. Just say yes. No. You're the better 90%.
We decided not to be split in half. I need to be a whole person, and she needs to be a whole person. So we're just adding value. So we're two complete people together.
That's so well put. I mean, and that is what it is. It's like embracing the other person's raw talents. And and finding the best of them, not focusing on the negatives, because we all have negatives. I mean, just to position, the reason why I started this video Celebrity News as a channel is, where's the good news that can inspire us as human beings, as entrepreneurs? So me being a business coach and an inspirational speaker, the one thing I hate is rah-rahs and blah-blahs. And you're very similar. You're an action-oriented guy. You're not going to get a six-pack unless you do something about it. Yes or no?
It needs to be action.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dreamers. I'm a dreamer, but you need to act on it.
Correct.
And that's the difference between success and significance and just leading a normal life.
So faith with action. I mean, same with, too often I look on social media, I see people sharing a lot of bad news, and I'm not saying let's deny it. But my response to 99% of that is, what did you do? Did you go to Parliament? Did you go and stand in the freezing cold to actually put your statement across? Did you vote? Are you involved with, let's say, the civil rights of a country? In other words, what are you physically actually doing apart from just forward and share? That's not good enough. You know, what's the tangible action? Going into faith, good example is, are you praying every night, or are you only praying when you're in trouble? Because that's not real faith. Honestly, I have abundance in faith, and I pray equally in great times and equally in challenging times.
Absolutely.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I lost hope when I was 17, so I thrive on hope. So I need to make sure I always have hope. If I look at the newspapers, I tend to lose a bit of hope. So I need to find something that inspires me, gives me hope, and that's where faith really plays a big role in my life.
Let's talk about the Jim Collins big, hairy, audacious goals. In other words, where are you going with this next? If we meet in 5 years' time, that's the question. Craig, we meet in 5 years' time, kind of on my to-do list. People have got vision boards, they've got targets, they've got goals. I've got a crystal clear purpose. So the question is, where you want to be in 5 years' time? Olympic athlete, I don't know, make it. Give me something really exciting.
I would like to call myself a world-class coach. I'm not really sure how it's going to pan out, but I would like to help athletes, people, anyone. If I can help them to fulfill the bigger purpose on their lives, I'd be very happy. So I've been coaching a few world-class athletes, and I'd like to build on that. And then, it's always been very clear up to now. It was very specific. I wanted to be Mr. S. I wanted to be Pasella presenter. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a father. Now it's all got to that point where I need to.
But that experience is setting. Sorry for interjecting. That experience, from what you just said, is setting a phenomenal foundation. Because and this is why this show's raw, uncut, unedited, unscripted. This poor guy doesn't even know what the questions are. I teased him. I said, if I knew what this brain was thinking, I could write it down and I'd tell you. But I honestly don't. It's really about us connecting right here in the spirit and being able to share with you where I see the life's experiences. So a knockdown. You got to have knockdowns in life.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, some of my best knockdowns in my life have been the next level to lifting me up as far as courage and personal strength. Let's talk about a knockdown. Apart from when you were younger, any recent knockdowns that taught you a lesson? I'm happy that happened, because it's taught you a lesson.
One of my latest dreams was to become a headmaster of a school. I'm a teacher, so I've got an education background. I've been teaching for 10 years. So 3 years ago, I decided, okay, I'm going to refocus on that dream. So I wanted to be a headmaster. So I went through the ropes. I got a few before the rings. What's that?
Recommendations. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to translate you.
Can't
Google at the same time.
And then I got
endorsements.
Almost getting closer. And then I became the vice principal of a big school. And then after a month or so, I realized, this is not me.
And you realized it wasn't your calling, so you got the position.
Got the position, and it was nice because I want to call myself an achiever. I like to achieve my goals, but then halfway through, I realized this is not me. It's not fitting. So I tried to continue, and then after about 6 months, I said, okay, time out. I got to a point where my body was telling me, okay, this is not for you. I was very close to burning out, so I had to make some changes, and I call that one of the mountains I had to face. Growing up, I was a hurdler. So I ran hurdles, and I know that you will always have some obstacles on your path.
Yeah, you're going to knock a couple down before you even get to the finish line.
Yeah. So when I got to that one, I realized, okay, cool. This is not one of those that I can go over it, but this is not the path for me.
So that authentic, what you're saying is that authentic honesty with yourself, and that's not an easy thing. I really admire you for that, because too often we will stay in the position or carry on doing what we're doing because it seems popular. And what I found is, something, reflect within yourself. Your conscience really knows, ultimately, and find within yourself that true happiness, because then you're going to shine your raw, God-given abilities and talents. So I really admire that. That's, a round of applause to him for that. Hello, you all need to give him a round of applause. I want to hear it. Let's go to a higher level of the purpose side. Social media is becoming very powerful. The internet's powerful. YouTube, vlogging, all these things are making a difference and an impact. I like to see the balance of that. My question is, how do you find balance as an entrepreneur? Is it possible? Can it be found? I mean, I ponder this question. How do we find balance between home, faith, fitness? How do we do that?
I don't know the answer yet.
Good. Because guess what? You can publish it immediately. We have a bestseller.
It's a journey. It's been a journey for me. I constantly need to remind myself, okay, where am I now? Luckily, my spirit tells me, okay, you're out of whack. You need to find some
out of kilter.
So we all only have 24 hours a day. So I need to make sure I really make those 24 hours count. And at times I need to make sure that the emphasis moves slightly more to my family. And then the rest will take care of itself. That's my why. So if I'm neglecting my family, there'll always be a reminder. Either the kids will tell me, okay, you're not spending enough time with us.
Yeah, well said.
But it's a journey. And we tend to, as South Africans, we tend to beat ourselves a bit too much when we find, okay, we've neglected something. Yeah. So I just try to refocus and try again, and life is
Get up and try again. So Sammy, your answer was right. Because I'll tell you now, having my business 13 years and 10 months, that's Your Powerful Coaching. Right. You guys can Google that. Is, there's massive, huge, monster, mega failures, by the way. And then you get these equal mega highs. But the thing is, what I've learned, and that is part of that journey of life. Business life, your personal life, you've got to have those, monster hurdles in your language. It's almost like it's not even preparing for the Olympics. It's trying to qualify to be able to go to the Olympics. And that's what I find is the entrepreneurship journey is, even after many years, I still don't have the blueprint 100%. Is that a fair comment? Do you think I don't think we're ever going to have it 100%, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But we can aspire to it.
We can aspire to it.
And those moments of brilliance are what life is all about.
Yeah, amen to that. Is Dieter, just getting to wrapping up here, one or two more questions. Let's talk about why coach athletes. What's the thrill? What's the buzz for you? Because that's giving, right? That's absolutely giving. Why do it? What's the buzz?
I love giving. I had a few coaches in life, and if I have to be brutally honest, they weren't as well equipped to really coach me. So I always felt like there was more to me, I had more potential, and they just couldn't find a way to engage with that.
So they couldn't unleash your full potential. Yes. I get that, yeah.
Okay. So I met these kids, first two, Josh and Amy, I met 6 years ago. They were 9 and 10 years old back then. And we started on this journey, and the group has grown ever since. And for me, it's just about getting to know them and then to unleash that potential inside of them. And
isn't it a wonderful feeling when you see somebody on the track that they, for example, they might come stone last, but they run a PB, a personal best. So, the time, they look at you like pretty depressed because they came stone last. You look at the stopwatch and you go, hey, my maat, dit was uitstekend. You did a personal best, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, more around giving. The thing about giving. So a shout out from my side to childhood cancer. I've been involved with CHOC for over 10 years. So, and please, I tell them, never thank me for anything I do for you guys. They inspire me. The volunteers, they go and sit with those kids and, support them through those battles. The point is, what would life be without giving, without volunteers? What do you see you as a volunteer for? Craig, part of the stuff that I do as a human being, any volunteering that you do, anything that you'd like to mention?
Oh, I've always been about giving. One of my mentors when I was still 21, 22 challenged me. He said, you get two kinds of people. The one kind, they will always take, and then you've got people that will give. So even back then I started giving. Significance is all about giving. I started a charity a few years ago called the Lima Foundation, where we're about 12 guys, and we're just trying to replicate what we've learned in life. Trying to give back. Is
it a round table or square table? Sorry, I'm trying to visualize that. Is it the round table of 12?
Just a lot of copy. No, so we're all experts in our different fields of expertise, and so I'm mentoring the guy that was Mr. SA 2 years ago. I've been mentoring for 10 years, so it's a big commitment. So you decide.
Okay, that's a huge commitment.
Yeah. So you've identified talent, and then you decide to work with that person for at least 5 to 10 years and help them out. Be the older brother, bigger brother, and then learn from your own experience and teach that to the guy you're mentoring. So that's been part of it. And now lately, from my side, it changed slightly to coaching athletes that can't really afford it. I have a few world-class athletes, and they need to travel once a year overseas.
That's not easy. They've got the raw talent, they've got the ability, they've trained hard, but it's comes back to the money again. Moolah. We all need moolah. Okay. So Dieter, this is from my side. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. I knew he was a wonderful human being when I first thought, hey, look at this guy. What is he doing? How's he giving? Now I know, sharing this experience for Video Celebrity News with Dieter Voigt. You are a superstar. My wishes for you is you go from strength to strength. Continue to give to grow. Yeah. This is the Good News channel. Share the good news. Share the light. Share the positivity. Just get on that track like he does. If you can't win the race, enjoy the journey of being part of the race. That's a wrap.
That's great.